Deep within the heart of Durgapur, a city steeped in ancient lore, there lived a powerful dark magician, Kaal. Kaal, feared and revered, commanded forces unseen by mortal eyes. He alone dared to contain the wrath of Rakshasa, a malevolent spirit of immense power. Rakshasa, a creature of shadow and fury, had terrorized the region for centuries.
In a display of forbidden magic, I bind thee, Rakshasa, within this book of incantations.
The book, bound in human skin and etched with cursed symbols, became Rakshasa's prison. Kaal, knowing the price of his actions, hid the book within his mansion, shrouding it in powerful protective enchantments. From that day forth, Durgapur knew peace, but the shadow of Kaal's actions loomed large. 500 years passed, and the once grand mansion of Kaal lay in ruins. Overgrown with creeping vines and shrouded in an eerie silence, it stood as a testament to time's relentless march. Locals whispered tales of the magician and the evil he had contained. Few dared to venture near the crumbling edifice, fearing the darkness that lingered within its walls. The mansion, perched precariously atop a hill overlooking Durgapur, had become a brooding presence. Its crumbling facade hid a darkness that whispered on the wind. Unseen eyes seemed to watch from the shadows, and the air hung heavy with the weight of forgotten secrets. One sweltering summer evening, a group of teenagers, drawn by curiosity and a thirst for adventure, decided to explore the ruins of Kaal's mansion. The mansion had been abandoned for decades, shrouded in mystery and whispered legends. It was said that the mansion was once the home of a reclusive inventor who vanished under mysterious circumstances. The local townsfolk believed the place was haunted, but the teenagers were undeterred. There was Rohit, the skeptical one, always questioning the stories. He had heard the tales of ghostly apparitions and strange noises, but he was convinced they were just that, tales. Priya, the level-headed one, cautious yet intrigued. She had a knack for solving puzzles and was always up for a challenge, but she also knew the importance of being careful. And then there was Arjun, the impulsive one, eager to tempt fate. He thrived on adrenaline and was always the first to dive into any adventure, no matter how risky.
Are we really doing this? The stories can't all be true, right? Rohit asked, his voice tinged with doubt. He had always been the voice of reason in the group, but even he couldn't deny the thrill of the unknown.
I don't know, but we need to be careful. This place gives me the creeps, Priya replied, her eyes scanning the darkened windows of the mansion. She couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched.
Come on, guys. Where's your sense of adventure? This is gonna be epic, Arjun exclaimed, his excitement palpable. He was already imagining the stories they would tell their friends.
They stood at the foot of the hill, their youthful laughter echoing through the stillness. The sun was setting, casting long shadows that seemed to dance around them. The air was thick with anticipation and a hint of fear. Armed with nothing but flashlights and a sense of bravado, they ventured into the unknown. The path to the mansion was overgrown and treacherous, but they pressed on, their hearts pounding with each step. Little did they know that their curiosity was about to awaken an ancient evil. The mansion loomed before them, its dark windows like eyes watching their every move. As they crossed the threshold, a chill ran down their spines, and they realized that this adventure was far more dangerous than they had ever imagined. The teenagers, their hearts pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement, carefully navigated the mansion's crumbling interior. Each step they took echoed through the empty halls, amplifying their anxiety. The mansion, once a grand estate, now stood as a decaying relic of the past, its walls whispering secrets of a bygone era. Cobwebs clung to their faces and dust swirled in the beams of their flashlights. The air was thick with the scent of mildew and rot, making it hard to breathe. Every corner they turned seemed to hold a new mystery, a new challenge to overcome. The air hung heavy with the scent of decay and the weight of unseen eyes. It felt as though the mansion itself was alive, watching their every move, waiting for the right moment to reveal its darkest secrets.
Hey, over here, I think I found something. The voice cut through the silence, drawing the others towards the source of the discovery.
It was Arjun who stumbled upon the hidden chamber. His flashlight beam had caught the edge of a concealed door, its outline barely visible against the crumbling wall. Concealed behind a crumbling wall, the chamber lay undisturbed. The door creaked open, revealing a room that seemed untouched by time, its contents preserved in a state of eerie perfection. And there, resting on a pedestal in the center of the room, lay the book. It was as if the room had been designed to showcase this one item, to protect it from the ravages of time. Its leather cover, cold and slick to the touch, seemed to pulse with an energy that sent shivers down their spines. The book seemed to be alive, its presence dominating the room, demanding their attention.
This must be it. The Book of Incantations. The words were barely a whisper, filled with awe and trepidation.
We shouldn't touch it. We have no idea what we're dealing with. The warning hung in the air, a stark reminder of the dangers that lay ahead.
Little did they know, the moment they laid eyes on the book, the ancient evil began to stir. The air grew colder, and a sense of foreboding settled over them. The mansion, once merely a decaying structure, now felt like a living entity, its dark heart awakened by their presence.
This book is nothing more than an ancient relic. There's no need to worry.
But Priya and Arjun felt a palpable shift in the atmosphere. The air grew heavy, making it difficult to breathe.
Do you feel that? Something's different.
A low hum vibrated through the room, seemingly emanating from the book itself.
It's like the book is alive.
Priya, drawn by an unseen force, reached out and touched the book's cover. It was then that the whispers began. Faint at first, like the rustling of leaves, they grew louder, swirling around them like a malevolent wind.
Do you hear that? The whispers! They're getting louder!
Panic welled in their chests as they realized they had stumbled upon something ancient and evil. Section 6. The Shadow Takes Form. The book, as if imbued with a life of its own, flew open, its pages turning rapidly. The whispers intensified, morphing into guttural growls that seemed to shake the very foundation of the mansion.
The book! It's doing something!
This can't be happening.
The teenagers watched in terror as a shadowy figure began to coalesce above the book. It writhed and twisted, its eyes burning like hot coals in the darkness.
What is that thing?
Rakshasa, freed from his prison, was taking form. The teenagers were paralyzed with fear, their youthful bravado forgotten in the face of this ancient evil. Section 7. Trapped. With a deafening roar, Rakshasa broke free from the book, his laughter echoing through the crumbling mansion.
Fools, you have released me.
The teenagers, their blood running cold, scrambled back, their escape blocked by the monstrous entity. Terror lent speed to their feet as they turned and ran. The mansion, now a labyrinth of terror, offered little refuge.
We need to get out of here!
This way, hurry!
Rakshasa's laughter followed them, each echoing cackle a promise of unimaginable horror. They were trapped, hunted within the very walls of the mansion. Section 8. A Desperate Plan. Hiding in a dusty room, the teenagers tried to make sense of the nightmare unfolding around them.
I can't believe this is real.
Rohit, his skepticism shattered, could only stammer in fear. Priya, ever resourceful, searched for a way out, a way to defeat the creature.
There has to be something we can do.
She remembered the book, the source of Rakshasa's power. Perhaps it held the key to defeating him. Grabbing a discarded page, she noticed symbols similar to those on the book's cover.
Look at this. These symbols, they might be the answer.
A desperate plan began to form in her mind. Section 9. The Final Confrontation. This is the moment they had all been preparing for, the culmination of their journey and the ultimate test of their courage and resolve. Priya, drawing upon a strength she never knew she possessed, rallied her friends. Her voice, though trembling, carried a conviction that inspired those around her.
We can do this. Together we are stronger than any evil that stands in our way. We have to use the book against him. It's our only hope to turn the tide in this battle.
They would use the knowledge contained within the book's pages to fight back against Rakshasa. The ancient texts held secrets and spells that could weaken their formidable foe. Armed with newfound determination, they ventured back into the heart of the mansion, ready for a final confrontation. The air was thick with tension, every creak of the floorboards echoing their heightened senses. The battle was fierce, a desperate struggle against an ancient evil. Each blow they struck seemed to reverberate through the very walls of the mansion.
Keep going, don't give up. We have come too far to let fear take over now.
But the teenagers, united in their fear and determination, fought with a ferocity that belied their years. Their bond, forged through trials and tribulations, was their greatest strength. And as the first rays of dawn pierced through the darkness, they unleashed the power contained within the book's pages. The light from the book seemed to push back the shadows, giving them a glimmer of hope.
It's working. We can do this. We are turning the tide.
This is just a start. The battle may be won, but the war against darkness is far from over. You can continue the story, detailing the final confrontation and its outcome. The choices they make now will shape their future and the fate of their world. Remember to maintain a dark and scary tone throughout, keeping the reader on the edge of their seat. The tension should be palpable, the stakes higher than ever before,